Thank you. All right. So once again, welcome to today's Inner Circle Hangout. I trust we have been having a wonderful week so far. Okay, so we started a few weeks back. We looked at funnel creation and we started trainings on funnel creation, practical training. That is, I remember I took us through a very simple funnel just to help us squeeze or harvest emails. And then Coach Bayo last week took us through one that I would say a bit more intensive, AI related, a very professional funnel, um, within so many flow of pages. And I did say if we understand that simple funnel creation, it's going to be easy for us to understand the more complex one. And that was why I wanted us to do that very simple one, the one where we have a lead magnet, something to attract people to us. And then in the process, they will drop their emails and contacts, which we need for our email marketing. And then eventually we'll fulfill our promise or giving them that free lead magnet. And then that magnet will now lead them to the main thing that we want to sell, whether it's a webinar or a book. And I gave us the assignment. I said, please, let's go ahead and do that. I think only Mama Mary Adebayo has been able to do that. So I don't know if we are confused about it or what the problem is. So my thought is this, to take us through that simple funnel creation again, one more time, and then let's see how we can go and practicalize it. Okay. It's a very simple funnel, but it works. And as long as a funnel works, whether it looks beautiful or not, as long as it's working, it's giving you what you want, then that funnel is worth it. So I will share my screen now, do a little bit of theory, just a little bit of theory, then we'll do some practical, okay? That funnel, we'll create it again and see how far we can go. I have a feeling we are overwhelmed by the term funnel. Possibly some of us are wondering, is it an app? What exactly it is? How do I go about creating one? Now let's go back to the definition I gave us that day. I believe you can see my screen. Please, if you can see my screen, give me a one on the chat. Welcome, Pastor Emmanuel. Okay. And welcome, Coach Ajisafe. Welcome, Mama Mary Adebayo. I see you. Okay. Before I even go to that, let's go back to the definition. Okay. What a digital market funnel is. It is simply a strategic model that represents a journey that your potential customer takes from the first interaction with your product, your business, your webinar, your book, your audio, the final purchase and beyond, according to Rick Warren. Okay, that is what a funnel does. That moment where a potential customer comes in contact with what you are presenting in the market, your interaction from that moment going to the point where the customer, the potential customer now becomes a sustained customer, pays for your service. The entire journey, the process, the up and down is what we refer to as funnel. From getting aware of the product, conviction, you telling him this thing is good, it's worth the money, it's worth the try. The person paying, even the process of payment, and then the process of receiving the product are all parts of a funnel. So funnels are important. And for you to maximize sales, your funnel has to be strategic. If you operate without a funnel, then you can't guarantee that you will make sales. Okay. And like I mentioned last week, even people in the marketplace, the way they sell things are actually funnels. They may not have it written down or something that you can see, like in the case of a digital business, but they have strategies. Most times when you walk into a shop, there is always somebody waiting there to receive you. You can consider that a part of the funnel. And sometimes when the person seems and observes like you seem confused about the product, the person walks up to you and asks you, what do you want? Or, okay, what's the problem with this? And you tell the person, I am looking for this. And then he tells you, oh, we have such products. In fact, this one is like this one is model this one is more expensive than this because it does this and does that. He's trying to convince you, then tells you that we give the best price in this shop. It's all a model. By the time, a funnel, by the time you are ready to pay, you go and pay for that product and they collect and they wrap it up for you. And then some businesses will even collect your detail. I remember my first laptop I ever bought in my life. They took my phone number and everything and issued me a receipt. And I went home. But I was surprised. I started receiving adverts on my WhatsApp from that shop. A very fine newsletter on WhatsApp and email as well, telling me about their latest products and everything so that they can hold me down as a potential customer for life. That's a funnel. Okay. So we need to be strategic about our funnels. And I remember I said you can divide a funnel into three sections. The first one is awareness. Anything you do to create awareness at the top of your funnel is important because that's where you want to let people know that you have a product. And then the middle part of your funnel is where you try to convince the person that you are the best deal as far as this product is concerned. And then the bottom part of the funnel is where you successfully get the person to pay for the product. And then you try to engage the person for subsequent purchases. So today, I want us to understand that funnels are of different types. And I want us to look at the first funnel, which is the squeeze funnel. What does this funnel do? Okay. It helps you capture addresses through a highly focused landing page with minimal distraction. At the top of the funnel, you capture email addresses through a highly focused landing page. You present your product or yourself or your service, and then you give them an opt-in form, maybe something like a Google form, and you tell them simply follow this link, fill in your details, and then you capture their information from the form. So when you want to grow your email list quickly, a squeeze funnel is good. But I have a little issue with this funnel, except you are well known. Okay, you are a brand, everybody knows you, you are trustworthy. People can rely on your word. They know that you are not a scammer, you are honest, straightforward. They just won't want to go and fill up a form like that just because you say, hey, people, I have a product coming up in December. Please follow this Google link and drop your info there. They might not want to do it, except if they know you. Okay. But if you are not known, they might not just want to do this. So I usually prefer the next type of funnel, which is this, the lead generation funnel. For this funnel, it is very likely, highly likely for people to engage this funnel because you are giving them something. Now, this funnel, this particular one, the lead generation funnel, was the one I taught us 2 weeks back. That's one I said only Mama Mary Adebayo has been able to do it successfully. At the top of your funnel, you present a lead magnet. And what is a lead magnet? Is something that you present to people with the hope that They will see the thing and get attracted to the thing and follow you because of that thing. And while they are following you, you are now harvesting the information that you want. You are now trying to convince them to become the customers that you want. So it captures leads by offering valuable content in exchange for contact information. If you remember very well, we created a special book, a promo book, if you would, to lead us to the main book that we want to sell. And that promo book was the one we offered for free. People love free things. Okay, they like things that are free. So we said, here is our gift for the year 2026. This is my gift for teachers. This is my gift for nurses. This is my gift for hustlers. Okay, take this. But if you want this thing for free, follow this link. And the link took us to the middle of the funnel. That Google page was our landing page. As soon as the people clicked on the link, they landed on the Google page. The opt-in form was there. And there we asked very simple question, your name, your email, and that's all. And as soon as they submitted the form, the link to where they will get the book appeared. All they had to do was to follow that link again, and then it took them straight to seller and they could download the book. Okay. But the thing is that inside the book, as the book is talking about problems that they face and problems that they will face in 2026, it kept making reference to the actual book that we have written and the one that we truly want to sell. So a lead generation funnel is good when you want to grow your email list quickly or build data of potential customers for future marketing. And like I said earlier on, I prefer this one to the squeeze funnel. It's not that the squeeze funnel doesn't work, but I usually prefer this one because you are offering something in exchange. And usually when people see that they get something in return, they want to take you more seriously than when you just approach them and you say, drop your email. Something else is coming. Except if you have established your name as a brand. They will usually prefer to get something free in return. So the next type of funnel is the sales funnel. Okay, and what does the sales funnel do? It guides potential customers through the buying process to make a purchase. So at the top of this, your funnel, you have your sales pitch, well designed, decorated with images of your book or your webinar, very attractively designed. You have your sales pitch there. And then the middle of the funnel, that's your landing page, will contain product info, information about your product, and also a checkout or a payment gateway. Maybe something like, okay, this is what you benefit from this product. If you are interested, click this link to buy it. If you were at the last day of the 5 days free bootcamp, you remember someone asked a question, how does she pay? She resides in the USA. And quickly we sent a link on the chat group. And if you had followed that link, you will see information about the 30 days bootcamp, and then 2 buttons there. One, if you want to make payment in United States dollar, and the other one, if you want to make payment in Naira. These are checkout buttons. The moment you click that in, it will just ask you for your information, your ATM card information, and then wham, you make your payment and you are good to go. Okay. Just saw a message on the chat. Is it a question? Oh, okay. No problem. It's understood. Sorry, I didn't know my mic was on. No problem. Okay. So let's carry on. So the sales funnel helps guide potential customers through the buying process to make a purchase. And when do you use this kind of funnel? When you have a product or service to sell. If you don't have a product, you can't use this funnel. If you don't have a service to sell, you can't use this type of funnel. This funnel is designed specifically to sell a product or a service. Okay. So that's why funnels are important. Now, especially for us in the Inner Circle Club, we are beginning to have products. Okay. Books, audio books, videos, music. We are beginning to have products, but we need to sell them. We need to sell them. That's why we need these funnels. Another type of funnel is the webinar funnel. And this funnel attracts and engages potential customers. A typical top of the funnel will be the Zoom page. Just like in the 30 days bootcamp and the 5 days free bootcamp that just concluded today. Usually the first thing you see, apart from that poster design, is that link that says just go and register. And then you open, you see the Zoom page there. Enter your name, enter your email. Okay. And when you do that, you get registered. And then you are now ready for the webinar. So I'm sure people who registered through that Zoom mail received emails. Okay? Even reminders. An hour before the webinar, you received an email saying in an hour's time, the webinar will start. This thing attracts and engages potential customers. And that was why I can't remember whether it was in the Inner Circle or somewhere else where we taught how to make schedules on the calendar such that when you want to launch, okay, I think it was part of the book launch deal, that these people you are inviting for your book launch, it is good for you to schedule them in your calendar so that when it is time for the book launch, the app will remind them. You yourself, as a human being, you might forget, but as long as the app is there, it will remind them. Okay, and that way you can guarantee that your invitees will come. When do you use a webinar funnel? When you want to build authority, when you want to educate your audience, when you want to promote your product or services, that's the best time to use a webinar funnel. I don't know if we have started making our webinars, but this is important. Okay, this is important. Most of us came into this club as a result of one webinar or the other. I know some came in through the bootcamp, but I can still consider the bootcamp also a webinar. It's a webinar, a training webinar. Webinars expose you to the world. People see you, they see your face, they know you are real, you are legit. Okay? But if you do your things behind the screen or you don't want to do webinar, it's going to take you a very long time to establish your name before you can even sell any product. That's why webinars are very important that you run them. And I think we have done trainings on running webinars before. We have done trainings on PowerPoint slide design and presentation before. But I don't know why we are not flying. We need to fly. Okay? We need to fly, especially in this club. So a webinar funnel will attract and engage potential customers, and then you use it when you need to build authority because your webinar will center around your niche. Okay. If your niche is personal development, your webinars will be around personal development. You will not talk about something else that does not have anything to do with personal development. You will not talk politics. If it is personal development, you build your webinars around personal development. Through your webinar, you educate your audience about your latest products in town, about your latest trainings, about promos that you are running, about your digital clubs, about your softwares if you have. That is your opportunity to educate your audience. Do they have discounts? Anything? No, it's your webinar. That is the best moment for you to educate your audience and to promote your products and services. So, because only one person has done that simple funnel, which I said is very important for us to do, because as we do it, we will encounter problems, we will encounter challenges. Actually, Mary Adebayo didn't just do it. She has been coming to my DM personally, Mama Mary. I was saying I got hooked here. How do I do this? I got hooked here. How do I do this? And I put her through until she was able to get it done. Now, if you do this, it will help you to understand the flow of pages. Then by the time you start doing the complex funnel design, it won't be much of a problem because you will understand the flow of the pages. Sorry, is anyone asking a question? And I have about 25 audience in my seller account as of this evening. Okay, this is a testimonial coming from Mama Mary. And she says she has about 25 audience in her seller account as of this evening, against 0 as of last week, from that simple funnel that looks like a child's play. It looked like a child's play. But now 25 people have been, she has been able to engage 25 people in her seller account. And I need an explanation on how to harvest their email in a folder to be able to keep reaching out to them. Perfect. Very simple. One, seller will always capture your customer's phone number and email. You can harvest it from seller. Apart from seller, you use a Google form, right? That was your landing page. After they saw the advert of that, your beautiful promo book that you were offering for free, your lead magnet, they followed the link to the Google form. Google form will also harvest the emails and their names. In fact, Google form will capture whichever information you have on the form. And then there is a place where you link the form to spreadsheet. Once you link it to spreadsheet, you just download it and it will come down into your system as a spreadsheet with the names of the people, their emails, and everything. In fact, any other information that you ask on the form, it will be captured in the Google spreadsheet. This is a very simple thing, okay? And then you say, how do I attach my bank account to the seller? That should have happened before in the process of opening your seller account. I don't know how you got past this thing, because I know seller has this registration process that there is a stage where they will ask you for your bank account information and you have to give them before you proceed. Unlike Lulu and Amazon that will allow you set up the account before you come back later and you attach your bank account detail. For seller, you should have done that before you were even able to publish any book or even to have an account in the first place. But all this, so I don't know what happened, but I think you can check for your bank account details in your profile. Okay, so just click and ensure that your bank detail is there. Sorry, ma'am. Have you made any sales, real sales? Not this promo one that people just came downloaded for free. Have you made real sales, ma'am? Okay. Maybe she's not close now. You can always know. All right. Because I'm sure if someone downloads any of your book and makes payment, you should receive your alert immediately in your bank account. Okay. Seller doesn't wait until a certain number of days or until you have accumulated a certain percentage of sales before they release your funds to you. One book, they just release your payment. So if your account detail is there, you will see it in the bank that you uploaded, the bank detail that you uploaded. But if someone makes a payment and you have not received anything, then it means, funny enough, you did not update your bank detail while in the process of registering, and which is quite a rare thing. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen and let's see how we can do that simple funnel again. Okay. So I'll go to my browser. Okay. And First of all, like I said, I love using the lead generation funnel, the lead magnet generation funnel, because it offers people something in return for the information that I want them to give me. Because ordinarily, people are skeptical to just give you their information like that. That's why somebody came up, a smart person came up with the lead generation funnel. But the moment you tell them, take this, and they ask you, how much do I pay? And you say, no, 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 you don't pay anything for it. I just want your email only. They will likely give you the information. So I have my book. Let me go to the drive where I have it. Okay, the book is actually on seller. So let me go to my seller. I'm logged out, so let me just log in. Okay, so I'll share my screen now so that you see my seller account. Okay, good. This is my seller account. And I will go to my products. And I will go to all products. Okay. And it is downloading. Okay, Mommy Adeba, you're asking how do I attach to spreadsheet? Or you mean how do I download the information captured on my Google form to spreadsheet, right? Okay, we will do that. Don't worry. Okay, we will do that. My seller account doesn't want to download. Uh-uh. I thought I successfully logged in. Good. Why am I not seeing my products? Aha. So these are my products. Okay. And this book here, where I have my cursor pointing at Teach, Hustle, Earn, subtitled A Practical Guide to Making Money Beyond the Classroom, is the book I actually want to sell. That's the book I want to sell. But I want to create an awareness for that book. I could create awareness for the book in different ways. I could write a blog post about the book. I can do a webinar about the book. I can do a video promo about the book. I can make music about the book. I can do just anything I want to create awareness for this book. So what I decided to do instead is to write a small book, a very short book, to promote this book, but not directly. This book, like the name implies, the subtitle, A Practical Guide, actually tells teachers things they can do on the internet, digital puzzles that they can do on the internet to augment their income. But I decided to create what I would call a promo book, something that talks about situations, difficult conditions that every teacher faces, and difficult situations and conditions that every Nigerian will likely face in 2026. Because we have been told there is a tax reform that will take effect then. CAC is beating his drum that is going to upgrade their company registration policy fees. Even NEPA, I heard, is threatening that the current tariff is not working. They want to increase tariff, and all of that. Things will be tough. Okay, we are not prophets of doom, but that is the reality. Things are going to be tough. But then, what do you need to do to survive the toughness that 2026 will present? So, this book talked about the likely tough situations that we will face in 2026, but it did not offer solution. Instead, for every situation that teachers in particular, since that's my niche, are going to face in 2026, it kept making references to this, my other book here. If you want to know how to survive this, get a copy of Teach, Hustle, Earn. If you want to know how to go about this, get a copy of Teach, Hustle, Earn. Okay, but that one is paid. This one is free. If you look at the price, there is zero. So all I needed to do was to come to these three dots here. I've written out the book using ChatGPT. I have designed the book cover using Canva and Gemini and uploaded it onto Seller. That was the process. I don't need to repeat the process again here. Now that the book is uploaded and published on Seller, I just come here to this view public links and copy the link here. You will see the link to the book on this search bar here. And I'll simply highlight it and copy it. Okay. And then next thing, I will go to my Gmail because that's where I will find the Google form. Okay. Because I need the Google form as my landing page. So my Gmail is downloading. Good. As soon as the Gmail opens, I come to this place to my right-hand side where I have my profile picture. It might be your company logo there, or it might be blank, depending on whatever you uploaded there. And look for these 9 dots. The moment I take my pointer there, it will tell me that there are lots of Google apps there. And I'll click on it. And then all Google apps will appear. From my account to my Google Drive to the search engines to my contacts to Google Map to YouTube, which is a product of Google, to the calendar, and I'll just keep looking until I find forms somewhere. I'm looking for forms. I'm looking for forms. Good. And here it is in purple color. So I'll click forms. Okay. Now, if I have designed forms before, or if you have designed forms before, you see all the forms that you have designed previously. Here are forms that I designed for the just concluded 5 days free bootcamp. As I can upload the assignments, but I will go to start a new form. Okay, and the form comes as a blank form with no title at all. And I can always change this untitled form and give it a title. And I will say, maybe I'll just say, get a free copy of my survival manual for 2026. Okay. My survival manual for 2026. Okay. All right. So first things first, what question do I want to ask? I can decide to ask for their name. I can decide to also ask for their phone number. I can, of course, ask for their email. The email is the one I can't afford not to ask. Okay. If I want to give the form a description, I can even do it here also. This, I can just put something like this form is just for, the information provided here is strictly for marketing purposes, blah, 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 blah. just to get a free copy, okay, if I want to. But let me go straight to the questions. I think one of the questions I would love to ask is name. Because Bishop has taught us that when you are doing newsletter, when you come to email marketing, sometimes it is good to address the person by name. Okay, that's why on your Google blog post, you have options of where you can customize the newsletter you send out to. So rather than just send out a generic newsletter, it is good that you customize each newsletter. When the person sees his name, Dear Joseph, the person feels special that, this one was specially written to me. But meanwhile, the content could be the same one that you sent to Coach Ajisafe. But just because you put my name here, you put his name there, both of us are there feeling special about it. So I would love to capture their name. And because names are short information, I will leave the response style as short answer. Depending on the question you are asking and the kind of answer you want, that you can change the responses on the form. It could be a short answer, it could be a paragraph, it could be multiple choice responses, it could be check boxes where the person just checks, you give the answer, and the person checks the one that applies to him or her. Drop downs. You could even ask the person to upload something, maybe like a music file or a video file or a picture file, and all of that. But I just want them to put their name, so I will stop at short answer. Just give me a short answer. And then with that, I will say this particular question, what is your name? Is mandatory. Okay. I want them to answer this question. If they don't answer this question, they can't move to the next question. So I will come here and click this button and make it required. Okay. Now, once it is required, they can't go to the next question unless they answer this one. And to create the next form for the next question, or to create the next question in the form, all I have to do is click this duplicate button here, and it will duplicate the question for me. Then I will edit the question and say, what is your phone number? Okay, and I am done. I will duplicate this question again, and then change what is your phone number to what is your email. Okay. So I'm asking 3 questions, and I think that's all the information I need. If I ask too many information, except it is a research, he asks too many information, people might become bored and scared and worried and skeptical, and they might leave the process halfway. Besides, for me, what do I want? I'm just trying to build my email list, so I don't need more than this: name, phone number, email. Okay. And if I'm ready, I think this is good, then I will come to settings. Okay. This is my dashboard for my Google form. Sorry, I'm taking us a little beyond 7 today. Okay. This is my dashboard for my Google form, and it is divided into 3 major columns. The question column, where I ask all the questions I want on the form. The responses, if I click this, for now you can't see this. Mommy Adebayo, the question you asked on this column of responses, it is showing 0 responses now because I have not even published the form yet. There is a purple button to my right-hand side that says publish. This thing I am doing now, nobody knows about it because it is not live. I have not published it. It's just like my blog post. I can write it there. As long as I don't publish it, it remains a draft. Then, Mommy Adebayo, your question, you will see beside the 0 responses, there is a green button here that says link to sheets. So what you will do is that when you publish your Google form, it is live and people now start engaging it. If you come to these responses, you will see the number of people that have visited the Google form and have dropped their information. If it is 1, you will see 1 response here. 10, 10 responses. 50, 50 responses. Then whenever you want to harvest your information, you simply click the link to sheets button, and then it will download all the information in Excel spreadsheet. I will use another form to show you this. Okay. So, and then, but now you come to settings. Under settings, you will come to this presentation here. Presentation says manage how the form and responses are presented. I am interested in this one because whenever you enter your information in a Google form and you submit it, usually you get a message that says something like your is it information or your form has been successfully sent, thank you, something like that. Now that message, that thank you message, you can always change it. And I want to change that thank you message into the link of the free book that I want to give the people. So they can't get the free book unless they enter the information on the Google form and they submit the information. Okay, so that way they have fulfilled their part of the deal. Then I am going to fulfill my own part of the deal. So I'll come to this pointer here and scroll down and come here, confirmation message. Normally the message will say your response has been recorded. So I will say edit. Thank you for filling the form. Here is the link to your free survival book. Okay. And you remember I've copied the link from seller, right? So okay. I think I have to go back to seller and copy the link. So let me quickly go back to seller, copy the link, come back to the form and Control V. And here is the link. And I'll say save. So the moment the person finish entering his or her information in the form and submits the form, he will get this message. Thank you for filling the form. Here is the link to your free survival book. It's a link. So once he clicks the link, it will take him straight to seller where he can download the book for free. And then I will publish the book. Okay. So if I publish the book, Google will ask me, first of all, who do I want to have access to the form? Of course, I am doing a marketing, so anyone with the link should have access to the book. It doesn't matter. And I'll leave this prompt as it is here. Anyone with the link should be able to access this form, and I'll say publish. Then I'll come here and say shorten the URL. Then I'll copy this URL. So this URL is the link that I will attach to the free book. Okay, when I make that my free book design, or when I make a poster design, it is this Google form link that I will insert in the poster design or the book design that will bring them here as my landing page. Okay. So if you remember that my book that I sent on the group chat, is that Google link that you will see together with that 3D mock-up of the book. Okay, I hope we understand this. It's a very simple funnel. In fact, this funnel, I even created it myself. I remember when I went through training and our founder, Dr. Peban, said something that sometimes if you encounter a bottleneck, just because you are not able to do something doesn't mean you should give up. Look your own way. And I remember that time, Get Response told me that I have only 14 days free trial. I tried, is it Aweber? Aweber said I have to pay to get funnel. And, I just wasn't, no help was coming from anywhere. But because I understood the training, that funnel is just a flow of pages from one point to another. from this one to the next one until the person gets to my product. And can I not just come up with my own strategy? And that was how I kept thinking and thinking and thinking until I figured it out that I can use a combination of my seller account and my Google form, and of course, any lead magnet to design a simple, basic funnel for myself. But that doesn't mean I don't do the professional funnel. Okay. Then Mama Mary, to ask that your question, what did you say, Seth? I think this for this practice, I can unpublish this form. I don't really need it. You said something like, how do you harvest your mail, right? And talk more. Okay. Did I see another comment again? No. Okay. I mean, how do I send follow-up emails to all the emails at once if I have to market them for a new product? Aha. So this is where you will need the professional funneling now. The one that Coach Bayo showed us last week. You know, if you have the AI 360 studio, or if you have Get Response, these ones have customized apps within them where you can send newsletters to as many people as possible and even customize the newsletters. I think is it Get Response? There's a place where you can create a generic um newsletter, and then you click the name of the people that you want it to send a newsletter to. You input their emails there. What it will do is that as it is sending out the newsletter, it will take the name of the person because you have collected the name of the person and the email. And then on each newsletter, it will change the name of the person and put the appropriate name there. So even though the content of the newsletter is the same, but the newsletter will get to the person looking so customized and personalized. Okay. So with that one, to answer this your question, we will do that subsequently. That's where we need um professional tools, professional apps like Get Response, AI 360 Studio to customize our funnel design. This is just a simple funnel creation to just get you emails harvested. But this process cannot help you send newsletters. And that's why I kept saying we need to understand how this simple one works before we get to that complex one. If not, that complex one, well, I don't even like calling it complex. It's not actually complex, it's just technical. But if we don't get the basics, we will struggle to understand that one. Okay. I hope I've answered your question, Mark. We'll get to this eventually. Like you now, I could say you're on the way to understanding that one. I believe if, for example, Coach Adebayo now should come and do that drama that he did for us last week, you will understand it better than the rest of us because you have gone through this process and you understand the flow. You know which page should come before which one. Right, ma'am? Uh-huh. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So, I don't know. Any questions? In the absence of any question, I think I can ask us to take a good evening. But then, any questions again? Further questions, please. Any further question? Okay. So maybe in the absence of questions, I will be expecting our basic funnel. Okay. Our basic funnel creation. There is a particular member that I am looking for who asked a question earlier in the day. And he's not here. And this question, this funnel is actually an answer to his question. So I don't know. Okay. So how about any area of concern? Any area of concern? Whether it's outside funnel, just like me, Mama Mary asks about the Google. And today we have been able to look at the Google form. Okay? Not all of us knew that we can change the confirmation message or even download the information in spreadsheet. Any other area of concern? Is it product creation? Is it the webinar? Is it maybe PowerPoint slide design? Any area of concern at all? Inner circle members, nothing, nothing. Everyone is good. Business is moving fine. If business is moving fine, praise God. Well, that's what we want. Hmm? Okay, Abi, our mind is on Christmas this thing. We are thinking of how to go and hustle the Christmas Rishi. Okay, oh. My bishop, sir, anything for us, my GM? Because it appears we are fine so far. Any word for us, sir? Okay, Bishop says he's good. GM, anything? Abimo will close shop, go sleep for us. All right. Please don't forget, well, even if you have a concern after now, the platform is always open. It's there. You can always ask your concern, just like Mama Mary kept reaching out. Yeah, if you get stuck anywhere, please ask questions. Is it on your webinar? Is it your book? Is it your audio book? Whatever it is, that's what the Inner Circle Club is all about. This one-on-one coaching, this privilege coaching. So don't suffer in isolation. You just reach out on the chat and we'll respond to your concern. So in the absence of anything else, I would love to bid us a wonderful night rest. Okay, mommy, Obidare just joined in. Just as we are closing shop, she is the latest member in the Inner Circle Club. And you just came in when we are rounding up. But no problem, we'll meet again and then you'll see what we do in the Inner Club. Okay? All right, so thank you everyone for coming and I wish you a wonderful night rest. Bye-bye.